Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben, the award-winning gardening podcast as voted for by the Grow Your Own magazine and by my followers and by my listeners. I hope that you have all clicked that subscribe button. If you're new to the podcast channel, please do click the subscribe button and then you get notified of all the new podcasts that get launched. And if you're not following me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok, make sure you look for Gardening with Ben and follow me on all my social medias. So sit back, relax, grab a brew and let's enjoy today's gardening podcast with Ben. Hello and welcome back to Gardening with Ben for a brand new episode. Who'd have thought 3 podcasts in a row, or should it? No, in fact 4 podcasts in a row. Wow. We're certainly cracking them out at the moment. So yeah, I'm hoping to get them back off the ground and get them back up and running again and keep you updated. And it's probably getting towards when it shouldn't be more popular because there's not as much to do. But there's lots to do at this time of year. And obviously one of them is watering with how much rain we haven't had. But we have had quite a bit here in Sheffield, but obviously the reservoirs are getting low. And there's possible chance of a hosepipe ban in certain areas of the UK. I know they're having one down south, but hopefully we manage to keep going here in the Yorkshire, as they have said it's about 50% full, so hopefully we should be pretty fine. We will see, fingers crossed, if everybody uses the water sparingly. That's the main thing. So yeah, here we are. We're just over half a year through now, and wow, what a year it has been. We're going to be talking about what we've got up to this half of the year really, and how well the allotment has progressed throughout the year and what we've been doing and what we've achieved, to be honest. And then I'm going to be thinking about what I'm going to be doing throughout the winter period as well, as yes, I do need to start thinking about the winter period because that is the time when I do all my maintenance and all my work, what I plan to do on the allotment. So yeah, let's dig into this episode. Sit back, relax and enjoy it. And if you're new to this podcast channel, make sure you click that follow button, make sure you click that subscribe button, and then you'll get notified when new podcasts come up. So let's go way back to the beginning of the year. And we managed this year to actually go the whole way through winter, going down to the plot quite regularly, as it was not a bad winter. And that's probably one of the reasons why the reservoirs are emptying, because we didn't get that much rain or that much bad weather. It was a pretty mild winter, and I managed to get down to the plot most days and keep doing work down there. And that's probably why my allotment has come on so well this year compared to previous years, as I've kept on going. Before, when I used to have an allotment, I just used to shut down at the end of September and I wouldn't go back to the plot till possibly February time and start up again. But I used to get messages when I first started this blog, and people used to say, "Ben, are you alright? Where are you? We've not seen you on the allotment for ages. You're not sharing anything." And I was like, yeah, I don't do anything through the winter. But then I thought, I need to keep on going. I need to keep my followers happy. As my followers started growing, I need to get more people seeing what I'm getting up to. So yeah, it encouraged me to keep on going down to the allotment throughout the winter periods and keep doing work. Obviously not when it's snowing. But yeah, I do all my maintenance work throughout the winter. And I must admit, that is the best thing you can do. If you've got an allotment, yeah, you might not be growing anything through the winter, but get down there and do all the work what needs doing, all the big work, rather than doing it in the year when you're concentrating on growing all your vegetables, picking all your harvests, doing all your watering and stuff like that, because you'll burn yourself out. The best time to do it is all through the winter period. Any work that needs doing, any new fences that need putting up, any new sheds that need building, any windows that need replacing in the greenhouse, any polytunnels that need fixing, the best time to do it is through the winter time when you're not doing anything else, to be honest. And our main task on the allotment over winter was possibly doing my new area at the top of my plot. That took a lot of hard work to get all that done. It's an area that I've never really used. I've cleared it a bit once before, but never to the extent of what I've done this year. I've literally, it's quite a big area, to be honest. It's fitted 3 herb beds in what I've made in the area, and yeah, it's got a nice little seating area. There's still quite a bit of work what I need to do on it. I need to do a rockery on it. I was hoping to get that all done this year, but obviously finance and stuff like that, I've not managed to do my rockery. My rockery probably will be done next year now. I'm hoping to have a nice rockery. I've got an area already planned out, and I'm hoping to put some black membrane down, put some wood chip on top, and plant some alpines through it as well, so that it's all weed suppressant and we won't get no weeds growing. Obviously we'll still get the odd ones, few popping through, but hopefully not many. And we'll have some alpines, and alpines look fantastic, and they flower fantastic, and they spread fantastic as well. So I'm hoping to get that done this year, start getting all that done towards the end of the year. But yeah, my new area at the top of my plot, wow. I must have dug up hundreds of bricks. There must have been an old greenhouse or something there, or building of some sort. I dug up that many bricks, it was unbelievable. And that helped create the image that I wanted to create in this new area, because all my edging of all my paths are made out of brick, all my beds are made out of brick, all the borders are made out of brick. I didn't have to use any wood or anything like that to create any of my paths or beds, and it looks very nice and cottage type look feel. And yeah, I spent quite a lot of money buying some herbs for it all, and they've taken really well and growing really well. And I bought some perennials to go at the top as well, to go in that area. I bought some fuchsias, some hebes, some rhododendrons, and some lavender, and possibly some others as well to go in this area, and it looks absolutely stunning. And yeah, I'm really pleased with how well it's actually come along and done. So we did a lot of that over the winter. And another thing we did over the winter was we improved all his fences, because they'd blown down, because I am an absolutely rubbish person at woodwork. I really am. I'm not the best at woodwork, and yes, my shed's managed to stay up all these years, but I'm absolutely rubbish. Nothing's level, nothing's even, nothing's straight. I just do it to make it look better, to be honest. So we've improved all his fences down one side of the plot, and that's a job for the other side of the plot. I want to do the same on the other side eventually, but we'll have to get some offcuts of wood for that, because I'm trying to do it all on the cheap if possible. I don't want to have to pay for the wood if possible. So yeah, I'll hopefully get that done towards winter, but that's another topic. So that's that. And what else did we do? We moved all the strawberries this year. I wanted to... They've been growing in the same area possibly 5, 6, 7 years, and obviously all the nutrients go out of the ground eventually. I do keep improving the soil. I was putting chicken pellets down and stuff like that, adding compost in, adding manure and stuff like that into it, but it all does go eventually. And I thought, I'm going to move them to a new spot. I want to... Down one side of my polytunnel, I've got a fruit area where I've got all my fruit trees, my rhubarb, I've got some raspberries growing, and I thought, why not do the same on the other side, but have it as my strawberry beds? So that's what I did. I created my 3 strawberry beds. I've created other fruit down there. I planted 2 fig trees, and my fig trees have just got some figs on them now. I noticed them while today actually, and yeah, I'm surprised at getting figs on it in the first year that I've planted them. I couldn't believe it. So I've got some figs on it. I planted a mulberry bush, which hasn't had much on it this year for the first year. I planted 3 thornless blackberries, and they've got some blackberries on it as well. I'm really pleased about that. I couldn't believe how well they've done. And then my dad's given me some loganberry cuttings as well. Loganberries are bigger than a raspberry. They're quite long and really, really tasty, and they provide fantastic fruit. They're thornless as well, which is even more better, and they trail as well really, really far. So if you can grow loganberries, they are one fantastic thing to try and grow. So we've got them. Then we've also got some blueberries. We bought 2 blueberry bushes. We also bought 2 red gooseberry bushes. So I've purchased so many fruit bushes and plants this year to make this new fruit area. It's going to look absolutely amazing, possibly next year, once it's all getting going and getting growing, and I can't wait to see how well it does actually come next year, because I'm obviously I've spoken out in my other podcast recently, is that I'm going to be potting up every single runner that comes off my strawberry plant, and I'm expecting possibly about 300 to 400 plants altogether in this new area for next year. It's going to look absolutely amazing. I am tempted to try some in drain pipes as well, but the only issue is with growing strawberries in drain pipes, which I've told people quite often, is that you've got to keep them watered well regularly, because they will dry out. Yes, they're off the ground and they'll be off the ground from slugs and rodents and stuff like that, but they will definitely dry out fast. You've got to keep them watered on a regular basis. So if you're not going to your allotment on a regular basis, there's no point doing them in gutters. Definitely not, unless you've got some sort of drip irrigation to keep them watered and keep them well looked after often. So we've done all that area, and oh yeah, one of the things I did is I planted absolutely loads of daffodils down one side of the plot. I wanted to try and improve my effort to helping the bees, because what happens is that the bees are obviously in hibernation in the winter time, and they start waking up when the spring comes, when the warmer weather comes, and the first flowers that are ready for the bees waking up are the daffodils and the hyacinths and the tulips. So they need that nectar for when they wake up to give them the energy to survive and to get going. So that's why we need spring bulbs on allotments. So if you've got an allotment, your aim this year is to go out and buy a lot of daffodil bulbs, tulip bulbs, whichever bulbs you fancy. Obviously daffodils are the cheapest. Get as many in the ground as possible and add that colour to the plot. And yeah, help the bees, because if you help the bees will help you in producing more and more fruit on the plot, because when the daffodils are out and the tulips and everything like that, the blossom will be appearing on the trees. So if you've attracted the bees to your plot for your daffodils, you will attract the bees to the flowers on the trees as well. So it's a win-win situation. Yes, you're paying for bulbs, but the bulbs will come back year after year after year, unless the squirrel pinches them. But they'll come back year after year. So if you try and get some bulbs in this year and let me know, I will be happy. So yeah, the main bits of my allotment this year have mainly been concentrating on my new fruit area, getting that sorted, which it's all sorted now. I don't think I need any more other fruits. I could do with some more golden yellow raspberries. I've got 3 plants, but they didn't do that well, so they're going to be on my bucket list for next year, and hopefully we can get some more of those growing. I've got some summer raspberries down one side of my plot, which I dig up where they shouldn't be growing, and I move them to down the side of my plot so that I've got more raspberries. Yes, raspberries are another big thing that I like as well, for the birds as well, for them to enjoy. So I've done all my fruit area. I'm looking at improving that a tiny bit more, possibly over the winter. I've got a few ideas for that, but we'll keep them under wraps until the episode where we're talking about our plans for this winter. So we've done all that area. So I'm really pleased with how the plot's come along this year. I've certainly put a lot more effort into it, and the results have been outstanding from what I've had. And I just have to talk about the produce which I've been picking this year so far. I've been picking lots and lots of rhubarb. I've got about 16 rhubarb plants. Yes, you'll probably think, why have I got 16 rhubarb plants? But rhubarb is expensive in the supermarket. It's so expensive. Can't believe how much it costs. And yeah, I give it to my parents, and my mum makes me rhubarb crumbles and stuff like that. I use it with yogurt. Yeah, I like rhubarb. It's delicious and it's easy to cook with as well. It's an old English favourite and I love it. So we've had plenty of rhubarb off. I've had plenty of cucumbers off. We've had some of them off. We've had loads of beetroot, so much beetroot. I gave all that to my mum and she pickled it all and gave me a jar back, which is handy. We've had us raspberries off. We've had blackberries off. So yeah, my fruit is doing well. I've had tons of strawberries, which you'll have seen all over Facebook and Instagram if you follow me. If you don't, check out my Facebook and Instagram. Plug. Gardening with Ben. Even on TikTok as well. But yeah, we've had so many strawberries off. My potatoes have done really well. I've still got a load left to dig up, but the plants haven't fully died off yet, so I'm leaving them in the ground until the plants die off, and then I'll know they're ready for picking. We've had courgettes off. Wow, we've had so many courgettes off. Unbelievable. You end up sowing the full packet of seeds and every plant seems to grow, and then you end up planting them all and you have too many courgettes. You don't know what to do with them. Friends and family have had enough of them. But yeah, I'm sure you're all in the same boats with the courgettes. We've had so much of that off. We've had some lemon balm off. I grow that as a herb and I have it in hot water. It's meant to help you sleep and relax you. So I grow lemon balm. And yeah, I think that's about... Oh, lettuce. I've had lots of lettuce off as well. So much lettuce. Really nice. We've had runner beans off. I didn't have no peas this year. They failed, which I wasn't happy about. But we'll try again next year. That's the thing with gardening. You keep trying. If it fails, try again. And keep on trying. I've been trying to grow carrots for 16 years and I've still not got any. But yeah, every year I still try them. We've had them off. Blueberries. I've had blueberries. I had 2 red gooseberries off my new gooseberry bushes. Hopefully we'll get some more next year and we get some better crops, so we'll have to see about that. But yeah, this year has been fantastic. I'm really pleased with how well the plot's come along. Like I said, stay tuned for the episode where I talk about my plans over winter, what I'm planning on doing. I'm hoping to really go to full production over winter. It's going to look amazing next year. I've got some big plans. It might cost me a bit of money, but we'll see. If people keep listening to these podcasts, I can keep improving my plot. But yeah, definitely. But thank you for everybody that does listen to them. It doesn't cost you anything, but obviously I get money from the adverts, so it all helps towards improvements of the plot. So it all goes back into it, and you can hear about it, listen about it, and see the evidence as well from the Facebook videos and stuff like that. So thank you for all your support. So yeah, it has been a successful part of the year. Hopefully it will continue. And as I was talking in my episode previously about what seeds to sow around now, I'm going to try and grow some stuff over winter. It's going to be the first time that I've done it. I've never grown anything over winter. Usually I stop growing now. I just harvest everything, but I'm going to keep on trying. So we'll see if we can manage to do that. So stay tuned for that. If you don't follow me on my social medias, do follow me, Facebook and Instagram, Gardening with Ben. And if you are new to this podcast, click that subscribe button and make sure that you listen to every episode what comes up. If you're new, there's absolutely loads of podcasts for you to listen to and catch up on. And I've also got another podcast channel as well called Gardening and Allotment Tips Podcast. There's not as many episodes on there, but they're short and sweet, and I usually end up talking about just one subject in particular, like it'll just be about melons or it'll just be about strawberries, stuff like that, rather than this podcast where I talk about everything. So until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcasts. Thank you for listening to today's Gardening with Ben's podcast. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do click that subscribe button and feel free to share it as well on your Instagram stories. All you have to do if you're listening on Spotify is click the share button and you can share it straight to your Instagram story for all your followers to listen to and help build my listeners up as well and get more people listening to it. Feel free to check out all my social medias, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok. Go check it out. Check out my dancing. Gardening with Ben. And check out the link as well in the description of this podcast where you can check out my gardening t-shirt shop where I sell funny t-shirts with all different funny logos and designs on. And feel free to support me by purchasing one, and all the money obviously goes back into my allotment where I can share more gardening tips with you all. So until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcast.